As you know, I'm Josh, I'm a data engineer at Google, and today we have a special guest with us. She is Isha and she has over 20 years of experience in the field of data engineering. She is an engineering leader at Microsoft. She has had leadership positions in companies like Expedia, LinkedIn, Intuit before joining Microsoft. So whatever she has to say, advices that she has to give, I would like to just have a candid conversation with her and hope that it is really helpful to all of you watching this and aspiring or existing data engineers. So Isha, thanks a lot for joining us today, and really appreciate you taking time to be on this channel. Would you like to say hi to our viewers and just give a general introduction about yourself?
Okay, first of all, thank you for inviting me, Josh. Thank you to the audience as well for listening to us, both of us, right? I have close to 20 years of experience working in IT industry, and my latest decade is more into AI, ML, data sciences, data engineering, that kind of a world. First decade was more into software engineering, microservices, web services, mainframes, that kind of tech stack. In terms of domains, I tried to do different kind of domains. I learned travel. I worked in social media. I was part of LinkedIn. In travel, I was part of Expedia. I worked on gaming as well when I was with Nagaro. I worked on healthcare when I was with Dell. I worked on different kind of banking, core banking. I learned a little bit about investment banking when I was with RBS. Payment systems, those kind of things. I learned about taxation, accounting, and from domain perspective when I was in Intuit. That is more about domain learning, and I stay in Bangalore. That's pretty much about me. Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Isha, for giving this introduction. And I can see that you have worked on everything that a person can work on, especially when it comes to domains. And I think this experience would really be helpful to our viewers.
That advice I got very early in my career from one of my early mentors, that try different domains, and that's how you'll get a chance to work with multiple kind of personas, different kind of work styles. Healthcare people are very different, by the way. Finance has different kind of regulations, healthcare has different kind of regulations. But if you talk about travel, it's a very different kind of an industry, right? If you talk about social media, it's a different kind of industry. So you learn different kind of things, and that experience helps a lot when you go to leadership, right? Because you have become very flexible as a person. You have become very, flexible and adaptable as well.
Right.
So that helps in long run.
Yep. So good thing that you mentioned that you kind of have to get out of your comfort zone in order to learn these different domains. And the more time you spend in a domain, let's say if I spend 10 years in healthcare, it's obviously very hard for me to move out. And the same thing happened. I guess that this was one of the motivating factors for me to leave ZS, because all of my projects were in healthcare. So I wanted to learn something new, and I'm really thankful to be able to do that. So I definitely resonate with what you said. And you obviously have been in a leadership position for so long, but you also mentioned that you spent about 10 years of your experience in software engineering before you moved into data, in different microservices and whatnot. So tell us about, how did you start your journey?
How I started my journey. Okay, so the very beginning was more like when I was even doing my engineering, right? I did engineering in electricals. It was not in computer science, okay? But I had a passion for computers. I wanted to do it in computers or IT, but I didn't get that branch. But I wanted to learn those things, right? So, and that helped me to start as a freelancer, doing small HTML web pages. Some of my seniors helped me to learn. I didn't have any clue what is HTML, what is web page, right?
Right.
They told me that, okay, there is something like that, you can learn that. They gave me books and all. I learned from there, and then I started contributing to small projects on website. So that's how it started. And when I started my official journey after my BTech, that was with Dell. And that time it was, I started from mainframes. So that was a very different kind of a, framework, I would say. So a pretty much good amount of years I was in mainframes, but the good thing was I got a chance to work on web services as well. So at some time I was very stubborn that, okay, I have to move out of mainframes, because somehow some people also guided me, some mentors, some seniors. I also felt it's not the future. So I thought, okay, let's move out from it. And then that's when I learned big data. And slowly and gradually I shaped my career in that direction.
I guess it was 10 years back, so it was like right before the boom of big data, so you were in a good position.
So that time big data just started. I think it was 2012, and so in India it just started,
Right.
big data. So the exposure was limited, but willingness was really high to learn that.
Right, amazing. Let's talk about women in tech, because this is an interesting topic, and I guess you have recently been featured in a Microsoft article as well, describing you as a shiro. So that's great. Congratulations, by the way. And
Thank you.
obviously here it gets polarized. One is, a few people think that it's challenging to succeed and go to a leadership position as a woman, and the second part is who believes that it's easier to do so if you're a woman, because they say that there are specifically campus recruitment drives for women who code, etc., for different companies. So if a lot of men, especially students, say that if I was a girl I would have been selected in that company. So what is your point of view on that? Being a woman in the industry and going to a leadership position, did you find it easier or did you find it harder?
I think they both are correct in their own way. And I'll tell you how. If you want to do something, if you have willingness, if you are determined as a girl, definitely you'll get some, help. Because people are there to help. People want to help girls. Everyone appreciates the problem. Everyone understands the diversity ratio, and everyone wants to help girls. That is a reality. All the companies, all the good companies, they have women in tech programs, women in product programs, and they want to help girls to grow. So there is a lot of support available. So if you are determined, if you have that willpower, if you want to do something, definitely a lot of support is there. I know a lot of colleges have what do you call that? What we have quota system, right? There is that for girls, right? So if as a girl you are determined and you have that strong willpower, definitely the whole world will support you. I can guarantee that. Everyone will support you if you want to do that. But where the problem comes is, do you want to do that?
Right.
I'll share a very recent example. I was going in a cab. I met a very young girl. Just looking at her, I could guess she's just a fresher. And I asked her, what is your vision? What you want to do after 10 years? And she laughed. She was like, 10 years? I don't know. I just have a plan to do the job 1.5, 2 years. And after that, I'll get married and, I just want to settle. And I was shocked. I asked her from where you did the BTech. And that was the most shocking part. From IIT. Can you believe that? She had all the right exposure. She was from Delhi, and she is from a nice city. She is from she got schooling from some I'm not able to recall, maybe Delhi public school or some very renowned school from Delhi. Okay, excellent schooling, excellent backup from family, no money issues. You know what was lacking?
What?
Can you guess what was lacking?
Drive, the desire.
But why that was lacking? She was not seeing an ideal. Come on, you got into IIT. Someone else's seat got wasted, right? She said, and she was taking it very lightly. She said, no, I don't think, I'd never seen my sisters, my cousins, everyone does that. They go to, good schools, that is good. They go to good colleges, that is for their reputations, for their parents' reputations, for their own satisfaction. But when it comes to job, it's, we'll do it for, I have not seen anyone doing it around beyond 2.5 years, right? So it's 1.5, 2.5 years. After that, I've seen everyone gets married and they settle down in the family. So she was not seeing any ideal in her family or maybe relatives or maybe friend circle. I think the point you made, that males feel that if it might have been easier for them if they would be a female, maybe it might be easier because there's focus on grooming girls, right? On giving them leadership guidance, giving them that, expertise, how they can grow. So because there is a focus, maybe chances for them getting that guidance is more. Let's say if you are the mentor, out of 10 girls, only 1 is coming to you. So definitely you will say yes to that girl, right? Out of 10 boys, maybe 10 are coming to you and you'll have to choose 8. And then 2 are lacking, and those 2 might feel that, okay, if they would have been a girl, maybe you would have said. Both are equally right at their own points.
Right.
but the problem is still there, right?
Right. I think you summed it up perfectly. I mean, you also gave a lot of reasons that why is it so. All right. So, what inspired you to join Microsoft after Intuit? And since you are in a leadership position, how was your interview experience in terms of how is it different than coming somebody who is in a mid-senior position to an absolute leadership position?